before in American history had a president called for a crowd to come contest the counting of electoral votes by Congress, or engaged in any effort designed to influence, delay, or obstruct the joint session of Congress in doing its work required by our Constitution and the Electoral Count Act. I have an objection because 10 of the 29 electoral votes cast by Florida were cast by electors not lawfully certified because they violated Florida's prohibition against dual office holding.
Debate is out of order.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're all having a great and wonderful day. Well, what we have here is a Democratic member called Mr. Raskin. He is planning to cause a civil war, as you can, civil war, if President Trump gets into office. Yes, you heard that correctly. He is planning to do a civil war if President Trump gets into office. And it's quite hilarious, too, because they keep on saying that the Republicans are going to cause a civil war, the conservatives are going to cause a civil war, MAGA is going to cause a civil war, and stuff like that. They're the dangerous ones. They're the people that are going to do all this, right? The people that are voting for Trump are the actual threat to democracy. Yet, here we have a man here that is saying if Trump wins, we're going to have to push in some Civil War type stuff. It's because because we can't have him win. Like, this is quite insane if you ask me honestly. This is quite literally insane. And without further ado, here's the actual clip of this lunatic saying this.
The Constitution can slip away from you very quickly. And the greatest example going on right now before our very eyes is Section 3 of the 14th Amendment, which they're just disappearing with a magic wand, as if it doesn't exist, even though it could not be clearer what it's stating. And so, they want to kick it to Congress. So it's going to be up to us on January 6, 2025 to tell the rampaging Trump mobs that he's disqualified. And then we need bodyguards for everybody in Civil War conditions, all because the 9 justices, not all of them, but these justices who have not many cases to look at every year, not that much work to do, a huge staff, great protection, simply do not want to do their job and interpret what the great 14th Amendment means. And I'm glad that Sherilyn's creating her new center so we can bring that.
So yeah, this guy says that the Trump mob is going to be the ones that are going to be attacking after Trump gets into office here. They're the ones that are going to be destroying the city, destroying the stuff like that, because after Trump wins. I think it's going to be the exact opposite. I think what's going to happen here is that I think the Trump supporters and everybody else that votes for Trump is going to be having a party, having fun, probably thanking God that we saved honestly, democracy and our country from being completely destroyed. So we'll be happy about that, where we're not going to be rioting in the streets for this. But I think that we're going to have a huge different situation here. I think, let's go in a little bit, let's maybe do a prediction here, right? I predict if Trump wins, we're going to have the far left going out, Palestinian people and all that stuff. They're going to be going out and protest, rioting, destroying things, marking up our buildings and stuff like that, and all that stuff. I think they're going to be the ones that are going to be doing this. And then here's the extra part. I also think that the Democrats, the far left, are going to say, oh, well, look at the Republicans. They're destroying the territories. They're destroying this. They're destroying that. They're causing all the mayhem in the streets. When in reality, it's actually the far left doing it, and they're just going to lie and say that it's the Republicans doing this. It's the MAGA people doing this, when in reality, it's really the Democratic people. It's the far left that are doing this. That's what it is. And they're all saying, like, oh, this is for democracy. This is all great and all that, right? You can't just change the ballots. You can't change the way that it was election when they're actually doing this, when they're the ones doing it. That's the insane part. And by the way, guys, this guy, Jamie Raskin, he is the one that will probably put this into fruition. He will go about this. He will put this up to task, because he is the one that brought up the legislation on the 14th Amendment after the Supreme Court denied all that stuff, to go after Trump, to go after all these things because he really doesn't want Trump to win. This is how insane this guy is.
Them and you to listen to something that you told me in August.
We've been saying all along that Section 3 of the 14th Amendment
presents a clear and unequivocal statement that anyone who has sworn an oath of office, and by the way, not just a president, but members of Congress and others who hold federal office, who engage in insurrection or rebellion, having sworn an oath to uphold the Constitution against enemies, foreign and domestic, can never serve again in federal or state office. Donald Trump is disqualified.
So, Congressman, now that you've read the Supreme Court decision, which effectively says that they don't agree with that argument, what's your response?
Well, the court didn't exactly disagree with it. They just said that they're not the ones to figure it out. It's not going to be a matter for judicial resolution under Section 3 of the 14th Amendment, but it's up to Congress to enforce it. I disagree with that interpretation just because the other parts of the 14th Amendment are self-executing. People can go to court and say that something violates equal protection, even if there's not a federal statute that allows them to do that. But in any event, the Supreme Court punted and said it's up to Congress to act. And so I am working with a number of my colleagues, including Debbie Wasserman Schultz and Eric Swalwell, to revive legislation that we had to set up a process by which we could determine that someone who committed insurrection is disqualified by Section 3 of the 14th Amendment. And the House of Representatives already impeached Donald Trump for participating in insurrection by inciting it. So the House has already pronounced upon that, and there was also a 57-43 vote in the Senate. The question is whether Speaker Mike Johnson would allow us to bring this to the floor of the House.
A big question. I'm going to get to.
So yeah, he's pretty adamant on trying to proceed to make this happen. And if that is the case, then he's going to be the direct one that'll be causing civil war along with the Democrats. Because he just outright said, if Trump goes and wins, and on January 25th, they're just going to say, we're not going to certify you. We're not going to allow you to be the actual be the actual president, which is affecting democracy. But Democrats, you were the ones that were saying that you're all for democracy. You uphold the democracy, even though that you kind of installed Kamala Harris. You guys tried to jail Trump. You tried to remove him from the ballots. I would even say that the government was trying to take out Trump, but that failed. Everything you've done so far has failed. And now your only ruse is, your final actual thing for all of this is for you to go and try to decertify Trump on January 25th because you can't stand losing, because you guys want to stay in power. Now, who's the really big corrupt guys in all of this? Because the last time I'm checking here, it doesn't seem like it's not all of the Republican Party. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some Republicans that need to be held accountable, and they need to be destroyed in every single regard. But right now, it seems that you guys are the ones that are not upholding democracy. You guys are the ones that are trying to remove Trump in every single regard. And you are also the ones that are, closest to the ones creating a civil war. That's what Jamie Ratkins said. I mean, look at this.
So it's going to be up to us on January 6, 2025 to tell the rampaging Trump mobs that he's disqualified. And then we need bodyguards for everybody in civil war conditions.
So I really want to know here, guys, what's going on? Like, you're the one that's saying that you're going to disqualify Trump, just certify him, and then blame the Republicans for being angry because you disqualified him after he won, and specifically after you guys said that, like, you were all the ones for democracy and you can't uproot it, but you're the ones that are going to do it and have civil war conditions. You are the corrupt party here. I don't know what else to tell you. This is the way the Democrats play here, right, guys? This is the insanity. And if what I said comes to fruition here and Trump wins and the Democratic Party, the Democratic far left start rampaging and actually attacking and becoming mobs and destroying things, then I think that I should be praised. Because at this point, it's just like, we know what you guys are going to do, and this is the insanity part. So, guys, we all know on how the Democrats act. And the people, and they're the ones that are always the ones that are upserting democracy. Always the ones that are projecting on what they're actually doing to other people. It is a common tactic, it's a common thing over and over again. So, I don't know about you guys, but I think the insanity is going very far, and they're the ones that are advocating for civil war. At least Jamie Raskin is, and I think things need to be dealt about. I think this guy needs to be removed for the safety of the country, because if this is the case, it ain't looking good. Alright guys, that's it for the video. Like, subscribe, share. As always, take care, my friends.
I'm disgusted by what I see in public. Even people closest to us can't be trusted, 'cause it's algorithmic disease, the social media.